Welcome back. All right, so for your Monday, quick news of the day video for me before I close out today's videos. I do have a board put together for tomorrow's. I was going to do it today, but I'll do it tomorrow. The team history video. It's going to be Columbus Blue Jackets up next. So here are the topics for discussion in today's news video, as we are 3 days out from the draft. That, of course, is 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern on Thursday. And then Friday, they have rounds 2 through 7. That'll be on at 11 o'clock Eastern, which means 8 o'clock in the morning Pacific for yours truly. And of course, we will be doing live streams for the first round as well as for the second through the seventh. Though I'm going to say, in the event that this draft is as slow as last year's, I'm not going to be spending a lot of time dealing with the rounds 2 through 7 because yeah, last year was just insane. This year's in person, it should make things quicker. Even though to make the draft rounds 2 through 7, you don't actually go up to the podium. You just do it from your spot there, and you announce it over the microphone at your table. But we'll see. It's the National Hockey League. We'll see if they find a way to draw it out. They've done that plenty over the last couple of years. All right, so starting things off, Jake DeBrusk. So Jake DeBrusk made a trade request from the Boston Bruins over a year ago now. And there was a lot of discussion about where he might go, what he might be worth. There was still discussion about it. It looks like that discussion is done. He has rescinded his trade request. Now, that doesn't mean he's not going anywhere. It means he's not requesting to be traded. It doesn't necessarily mean that with the 2 years that they've got him signed to at this point, that Boston won't look to trade him at some stage. But at this point, he is not asking for a trade, which is good news for Boston. Jake DeBrusk is capable of 25 to 30 goals in a season. And guys like that, you need in the National Hockey League. You need goal scoring. So DeBrusk, who I thought had a very solid second half to the season, it looks like it may have been a Bruce Cassidy thing. They fire Bruce Cassidy. Now DeBrusk rescinds his trade request. But again, we'll see if anything else happens around the Boston Bruins over the next couple of weeks. If they're going to maintain their spot as a top 8 team in the East, they're going to need to do some magic here because there are some key guys who are going to be out at the start of the season. And they're going to need to bulk up to make sure they can keep up. Because again, as we saw this year in the East especially, if you fall behind early, it might be it. The East could be very, very tough this year yet again. So we'll see what happens there. But Jake DeBrusk, it appears, is staying in Boston. Pierre LeBrun reporting that Mike Grier is the front runner for the San Jose GM job. So we may find out tomorrow that he has in fact been hired. 14 years in the National Hockey League. Grier has been a scout. He's been an assistant coach. He's currently in the Rangers organization. And so he's paid his dues, and we'll see whether or not he gets in there as a general manager. San Jose, it's a tough task. There are some big contracts there. There's an expectation of trying to get back into the playoffs this coming season, which is possible with the right moves, and we'll see whether or not Grier is, in fact, the guy who gets in there. But yeah, so for right now, that's where we're at. We'll find out tomorrow whether or not he's in, and if he is, I can absolutely do a video, probably something on his playing career as well as his career since playing and what he's been up to before becoming a general manager, should he be the one that's named as general manager for the San Jose Sharks. It would not be surprising to me if they name him now because, again, at the draft, you kind of want a GM in place. You don't have to have a GM in place at the draft, clearly, because your scouts are paid for a reason, but it's best to have a GM when you get to the draft so that you're drafting for that GM's vision, what kind of players they want, right? Last bit of news here, and it's just interesting to me. So Rick Bowness going back to Winnipeg. It's a 2-year deal. There's an option for a 3rd year with the Winnipeg Jets, reportedly worth $2.5 million a year, so not bad, Rick Bowness. But what's interesting is there's some speculation that maybe he's a stopgap until Barry Trotz would be available next summer. The other thing that's interesting is Scott Arniel, who was reported a lot along the way as being a front runner for the job as head coach, and he was rumored in other head coaching jobs as well, has been brought in by the Jets as an associate coach. So it would look like Scott Arniel's prospects of being a head coach this summer gone. Keep in mind, San Jose fired Bob Boughner this week, or a few days ago. But at any rate, Scott Arniel's in there as an associate. Might they be grooming him to be the next head coach of the Winnipeg Jets, or are they waiting on Barry Trotz? That's an interesting point of view for me, because Rick Bowness, I think, is going to retire once this job in Winnipeg's done, or the other speculation has been, because why not go into speculation season, in a year's time, if Trotz came in as head coach, he'd stick around as an assistant. Bowness doesn't have the kind of ego that some coaches seem to have, and so I don't think he would be offended if he became an assistant at some point for the Winnipeg Jets. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about any of these items. So again, short video for your Monday night. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.